Hey guys, it's Tyler here. Just came out of a very cold bath, and I was watching Crispy's latest video on unsolicited RPG advice for Matt Colville in this case, but that's a new series he started. It's fantastic. It's long form content. Go check it out if you've got the time for it. But we were lamenting the other day that there's not a lot of good short form content on how do you roleplay. Well, Max Boivin over at Reactionary Principle Gaming. If you are watching this, you probably know him. But if not, I'll link him down below as well. This video is just going to be on the number one thing, and I'm not using that hyperbolically. It's probably literally the number one thing to improve your roleplay session. And it's use action words. I'm exasperated. If you're a new player, no problem with this. I'm exasperated at the guys that have been doing this for eons, and they still play like this. So, if you do still play like this, stop. Here's how you could have more fun. If you've just gotten into the hobby, here's an easy solution to avoid a possible pitfall. And by possible, it seems like most people come into this. Avoid what I just did. Avoid seems like. This goes for DMs and players. Avoid loosey-goosey language, right? Don't do... It's sort of like... It seems like unless things are in the dark, in fog, and even then you could say there's a silhouette of a man. Not, it seems like there's a man, although in that case it would be fine to go, it appears like a man, but it's difficult to tell. There you go. It's difficult to tell. It is. Keep your doer, the actor in the sentence, whether that's your player character, an NPC, a rock that's flying towards your head, near the verb, what it is doing. Keep your doer and its action, what the do is, they need to be close together. So many times I see DMs and players waffle around, and tangentially related to this is the hypothetical. Well, could I maybe go over here and do that? Oh, well, this one. No, just, yes, you could do that. And? Well, would this be possible? Yes, it would be possible. It's an RPG. Damn near anything is possible to attempt. I'm not going to tell you what the outcome is. That's what you do. There's a saying in movies because I think everyone can relate with this. You have the one relative or friend that you can't take to movies because in the movies they always have to go, well, why is he doing that now? Well, wouldn't it have made more sense if he went around here and didn't make all that noise? Well, why are they just standing there screaming? Wouldn't they? Watching the movie explains the movie. Just wait. Just trust the process. Doing the action or attempting the action shows you what the results of that action would be. And that's part of the fun. You don't have to fear failure, because what's fearing failure mean? The character dies? Probably not immediately if you're playing in a decent system, or unless that's like the setup. And if you know from the session zero that characters die super quickly, then that's the game you're playing, right? Does anyone and ah and take 50-minute turns for tic-tac-toe or for chess? No, because, I lost a game. Then you set it back up and start another one. Make a new character, start another one. Something that'll help with that is not making huge backstories and not getting into a sunk cost fallacy right off the hop. And, campaigns are a different story. You can get very attached to a character, but still, sometimes it's a character's time to die. And hell, in all these games, there's a million ways to bring characters back from the dead, so, there's that. It could be amazing. It could be a whole arc of you trying to find the means to bring this beloved person back from the dead. When you're casting your spells, again, action first. I despise hearing, make me a reflex save. What? Why? What's happening? Can I dodge out of the way? Can I describe how I'm, tuck and rolling? Can I describe how I parry the thing? No, because I don't know what the thing is. Action happens, then a roll is called for. Players, same thing. 15 stealth. I try to sneak. No. You try to sneak up on the guy. That is what you hear first. Or what I want to hear first as DM. I want to hear a little more than that even, but just in simplest terms, I crouch down behind a low wall and try to keep my silhouette tight to it. Maybe the guy you're trying to sneak up on's deaf, or blind, or both. And I don't even need you to make a roll. Never needed to hear a number. It's the middle of the night. You're wearing all black clothing because you're a ninja. You just walk over to him. Don't jump the gun because you're just going through the motions, right? Get ready to describe how your character's attacking. I have seen in these games that Crispy's, reviewing or doing commentary on, where we've not even gone from, I attack. And I'm going, with what? How are you attacking? Plug my own channel, see other videos on some of my historical European martial arts, different sword techniques. You don't even have to get that nerdy. You can just say, I swing my broadsword at his head, I pull my rapier out, and I try to thrust under his guard, in between his rib cage. You probably have some anatomical knowledge on account of you're a person. Then I'll ask you to roll. Again, you might be playing a modern game that has firearms, or any game that has firearms, and you just sneak up on some random guard and put a gun to the back of his head and pull the trigger. I don't need you to roll on that. That would just slow things down, right? We should only be slowing things down for the combat nitty-gritty when it's an actual fight, right? The movies don't do these slow, zoomed-in detail shots, which is usually what combat is, whenever it's just one guy going, pfft, and then the guy falls over dead, right? No, it's just that. And then you move on. It's not that important, right? We don't need to have this grotesque 50-minute combat with a bunch of, random unnamed town guards. Town Guard 1, Town Guard 2, Town Guard 3. Because there's a 0.01% chance of the luck of the dice that, they actually managed to apprehend the players. Whoa! And player characters even. Err on the side of reasonability and flow of the game and all of these other things. Don't muck about with, seems like, these vague words, vague terms. Start with what your character's doing. GM, your character can sometimes be a rock falling. A character is just an actor, a thing. And I don't mean actor as in voice actor. I mean one who acts, a thing that acts. It can be a force of the world, it can be gravity pulling the characters down. When you're doing your spells, don't start by spitting a wall of text of the mechanics of the spell at me. No, tell me, what are you doing? I wave my hands and shoot a bolt of lightning out of my hands. Energy crackles from my fingertips as I fling a prismatic ray of blinding color. And then you could tell me, roll a will save. Roll a reflex save. Roll a fortitude save. Then prompt the roll. And now I know how to describe how I'm resisting it, how I'm being hit by it. And I'm not going to ask all of these hypothetical questions because they're not hypothetical anymore. You just told me what's happening. If you start with like, hey, are you immune to, do you have any resistances or like immunity to magic? I'm going, why are you asking? How would you know that? And we just get totally derailed from the action scene. You've just become that person who's paused the movie and we have to go look up IMDb facts. And we can't just watch the damn movie. A movie's going to leave you with questions. Maybe at the end of it, a lot of them are answered. And you didn't need to go, oh yeah, he was at, what other movie was he in? What? We can do that at the end of the movie. Just watch the movie. Just play the game. Just say what you're doing. It doesn't have to be as complicated as you put it. And if you get something wrong, if you guessed wrong about that actor, if we got the description of the spell wrong and, oh, actually you do get spell resistance on that, and, oh, maybe that guy would have lived for one more turn. And if he lived for one more turn, maybe you would have gotten healed. And maybe. Let's not play the game of what ifs. Let's just play a game. We don't sit here and do Monopoly. Well, if I land on Boardwalk and then I buy that and then I get enough money because then he lands on this, then that. No. You don't do martial arts. Well, if he throws a punch and then I parry the punch and then he's going to do this other thing. No, you're guessing too many steps ahead. Just deal with the punch. Deal with one punch at a time. Hopefully that helps. Keep it under 15 minutes. If you are a new role player, let me know if any of this was helpful. If I'm preaching to the choir, which I likely am, I'm a little channel here. Let me know if it was at least elucidating, cathartic maybe. If this felt like helpful advice in any way, shape, or form. Thanks for doing the good fight, Crispy, Max, etc., everybody else out there. I'll see you guys. Thanks.